everyone, welcome back to my channel. I really do appreciate y'all all for still tuning in. I'm going to come in with a scripture, and it's coming from John chapter 12 verse 46. I am come a light unto the world, that whosoever believeth on me should not abide in darkness. So today's tutorial is how I made my lock sock that you see in the thumbnail. I use my king size Addi for this pattern, and the tools that you would also need is a crochet hook. I'm going to be using my jade crochet hook. You will also need a tapestry needle. I have one with the bent needle, so that way it's easier to pick up my stitches. You also might want to use this, so because we are going to be doing like the brim part and then folding it. So I don't know if I'm going to be using this on my hands, but I will keep y'all posted on that in this video. Also, I have this extra little gadget that's going to help me with my tension, and we're going to be using the moderate tension for this pattern. And of course, you will need your yarn, and I'm using Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in the color light toupe. I'm going to draw up a tail like this long, drop it in the middle, clear this, and then I'm going to work in and out. Also, for the first 3 rounds, you want to make sure that you're not going tight around your Addi. That's going to help us a lot when we fold the brim. Now that I'm back at the beginning, I'm going to open this up and out in here. I'm going to hold my yarn like this, place it on the side, because I don't have my Addi hooked up to my desk. So I'm going to hold it down a little bit, and I'm going to go real slow, because I want to make sure that everything is catching on correctly. So for the brim, we're going to do a total of 40. So once you hit 40, you want to stop, and then I will show you the next step when you come back. I am going to put my tension fork in here and put it on 2. Yep. If my yarn, okay, here we go. And I'm going to continue until I reach round 40. So I'm coming up to row 40, and then I'm going to stop. So now I'm going to try to bring y'all closer. So we're going to start from this tail, right? Got my first one right here. And we're going to go in right here. So I'm going to count them as lines, okay? So you see the first line right here, the second line. We're going to go into the third line, right? We're going to go in here, and we're going to put it onto our teeth just like that. So now you want to turn it, and then grab that third line again and just put it in there. I find this easier to do with my hand than keep on picking this, well, keep on picking this up and just doing it. Some people find it easier, and then go to the third stitch again. And if you do a tighter stitch, sometimes it's like a little harder to get past through it. That's why I said like the first 3 rounds you want to be a little bit looser. Go to the next one. And you want to keep doing what I'm doing all the way around, okay? Okay, so I wanted to come back and say I'm doing my last one. And it is a little bit tighter. So I am going to grab that and try to stretch it over. So now that we have our brim together, we're going to push clear. We're going to reset our Addi, and we're going to crank up 63 rounds. So I will be back once I hit 63. So I'm going to fold this up. I'm not done. It's just hitting my table, so I am going to roll it up like a donut and continue on. Okay, so I hit 63 rounds. So I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to leave enough that I can go all the way around and cast it off. So I'm going to crank up. I'm going to start right here, and all I'm doing is just pulling it off. So you want to keep doing this all the way around, and I will meet y'all back once you're finished taking all of your project off your Addi. I'm going to fix my stuff right now. So this is how everything is looking like so far. This is the top of your hat, and this is your brim part. Okay, I'm going to turn it inside out. I'm going to take this tail, and I'm going to slowly pull it. Okay, then you're going to give it a nice little stretch back out. You want to give this a nice stretch too. And I'm going to weave this in first. So I'm going to take my scissors to make this tail a little shorter. And also, you don't want it too tight to the point the person can't fit it over their head. This is going to give it a nice little stretch. So you're just weaving in your ends so it won't come apart. So I'm going to go. And when it does that, you just want to stretch it back out. I'm just going to weave it back and forth. And I'm not going to pull as tight as I normally would if it was the top of the hat, because this is the brim. Give it another little stretch. All right, now we're going to work on the top of the beanie. Oh, wait, okay. I'm going to turn it back on the right side. I'm going to grab that tail. So you see, I know a couple of rows I did grab 2 instead of 1. So you see how it looks so far. And this is the top. So we're going to find our tail. And we're not going to pull. We're not going to pull on this. We are going to weave this in as well. Okay, so I told y'all not to pull, but you do want to make sure that all your tail is pulled to the point that it's not going to leave no loops. And I'm going to show y'all the reason why I said that, because I made a mistake, but I fixed it, and I'm going to keep it all in the video. I'm not going to hide it and make it look like I didn't make a mistake. I'm going to show y'all. Of course, I'm going to do a little knot. That's giving me extra security when doing these. And then I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut it like this, because I'm still going to grab up. And look, I made the ultimate mistake. When doing that, you want to make sure you weave everything in. You don't want to have this like how I have it. So that's an easy fix, but you want to make sure that you weave everything in. And I'm glad I had this recorded, because this is an easy fix. I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to tie it. And I'm going to tie it one more time. And I'm going to put that to the side, because I'm going to work with those while I'm doing my single crochets across. So yeah, you want to make sure you pull all the way through. But it's okay though. It is okay. It's an easy fix, so that way you don't have to try to untie everything. I'm going to grab my J hook, and I'm going to make a slip knot. get my working yarn over here, and I'm going to start right here where I cut my first tail. So I'm just gonna go on the top of the hat right here, and I'm just gonna weave it in. I'm going to do 2 single crochets, and I'm holding my tails, both of my tails, and so that way it can weave through as I go. So I'm going to go in again and do another single crochet, and you see right here I'm grabbing the top of the hat, going into both of these, okay, and then I'm wrapping my yarn around and going in twice, and I'm going to keep doing this. 1, 2, all the way around. Remember that mistake that I did earlier? So I'm just going to grab those and go into my head and just weave over it. So that way I'm weaving it as I go inside. And then I'll cut the extra when I get the chance. And the first time when I made this, I made it a little tighter, but I didn't want that. I wanted it to be open a little bit more because everybody's locks are different sizes. So this can cater to small locks, sister locks, thick locks, medium locks, small locks. Hold on. All right, here we go. Now you're back at your first single crochet, and we're just going to do a slip stitch. We're going to draw up that loop. I'm going to draw a little tail, and we're going to cut it. Okay, I am going to cut these strings too because I already weaved that in. So the only things you have to weave in now is this. Now we're going to add a drawstring to this. So when we did 2 single crochets in each stitch around, it created these holes, right? We're going to do a drawstring and weave those inside those loops, okay? I'm going to do my slip knot again, and I'm going to chain 100, okay? So once you chain 100, come right back. So now you reached 100, and I'm gonna cut, draw up my loop. And the reason why I have extra ending because I like to tie mine like this. I tied a couple of times. Then I go in with my darning needle. Go in one more time. Then I cut. If you want to add like a shell to this, you can put the shell in it now and then wrap it around and cut it too. I don't have none on me right now, so I'm just going to cut that. With this one, I'm going to leave like this because we're going to take it and weave in our hat. So you want to go in and out, so you're just weaving it through. You want to keep going. You want to do this all the way around till you get back to the back of your hat. So I'm back at the back of my lock sock and going to do the same thing that I did with the first one. And it's complete. And you can close it. The person can close it if they wanted to. And it can just be like a slouchy beanie. It can slouch. Or they can wear their locks out. And then they'll just, adjust it by doing this. Here's how the lock sock look on my mannequin. I absolutely love it. I am going to make me a black one when I get the chance. I appreciate y'all for watching. Peace, love, and happy crafting. God bless.